welcome to my channel. My name is Lindsay and this is Waldorf Inspired Roots. In today's video, I'm going to share a little bit of a spin-off from our Playroom tour that I did about a month and a half ago. So every time that we change units, which is every 3 to 6 weeks with my 2.5-year-old and the preschool kids that I teach, I go through and I reevaluate all the toys that we currently have out, and we rotate some in and rotate, some out. A few occasionally stay the same, and then we have some that stay the same all the time. So if you haven't seen my Playroom tour, I encourage you to watch that video because that would give you a full Playroom tour. But with this video, I'm going to show you all the toys that we have put into our rotation, and also the books that I've put into our rotation for the unit that we are starting today, actually. And that is things that go in transportation. So some of the toys that you'll see have to do with cars and planes and trains and rocket ships and things like that. So I hope you like this video, and if you do, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I would love to hear feedback in the comment section below. So the very first thing that I'm going to share is actually something that I believe was in my first video, and it's something that stayed the same, and it is our ribbons. So we've got all these hand kites, and they get used just about every day, so they're a little wonky, but there's a ton of them in here because I do have a couple kids that I teach, and so those are in there. And then I do have it all wound up right now, but this is the Sarah's Silk. It's a very long ribbon. It was in my Easter basket, what's in my kids' Easter basket video. So it's a very long ribbon, and it's like a ribbon dancer. So this is what's in this first bin. The next bin, we have bells that are all different colors, and then they have Velcro so that you can Velcro it around your wrists or your ankles or both. And so we have a bunch of those. I will link everything down in the description box below. And then my bottom two bins have these, I believe they're by National Geographic, or maybe it's, I'm not really sure actually. I'll have to find it. I will for sure link it though. But they are stepping stones. They have a little bit of grip on one side, and you just put it on the floor, and it's like a balancing stone that the kids can walk on. And all the kids that I have here and my 2.5-year-old, their favorite thing to do with this is to make stepping stones across, the rug, and kind of hop from one to the other. And, they make games out of those. So that is what is in, and this section is our music and movement area. So we've got things for music and movement. And then we always have our play silks out. So those are always there. So we've got those, and we've got a whole bunch of them back there. And then just really quick, I'm going to go through a couple of the books. So since this is a transportation unit, anything that has something pertaining to transportation is here. So we've got Sheep in a Jeep, Little Blue Truck, Look, There's a Rocket, Shortcut, Freight Train, Little Blue Truck Leads the Way, Scruffy the Tugboat. I have another Scruffy the Tugboat. I personally don't mind having more than one of things since I've got several kids here. So Things That Go, The Happy Man and His Dump Truck, Duck on a Bike, My First Things That Go, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. That's a songbook. I Knew You Could, Wheels on the Bus, another songbook, and The Little Engine That Could. So that's all the books that we have out at the moment for our transportation unit. And while I'm putting these away, I do want to say we love having books that are songbooks in our collection, because they're songs that we sing in our circle time and things like that. And so those help kids to identify some of the words because they know the words to the song, and so they can self-read, you know, or self-predict what the words say. So I love books like that. Now, another thing that you will find that we have out all the time are all of our stackers. Most of these are by Grimm's. This one here is by Elephant the Dreamer, Helen Derevko, and she's on Etsy, and I'll link her shop below. We love her. And then we've got these Grimm's cars that were in the What's in My Kid's Easter Basket video. He got those, and those are out all the time. And my 2.5-year-old has a train that has his name. I believe his grandma got this for him. And so we put this out on display, but all the kids can play with it. Now, one of the toys that also stayed the same is our vehicles. And we have Toys for Smiles. We've got some Hape. We have some that are from the wooden toy section at Target, I believe. And then these are also from Target. Just got some little ones in here. And then I think I even have a couple in here. Here's another Hape. I'm not sure where they are, but I think that there's a couple Melissa and Doug. And then I think this one, yeah, I've got a couple from Carter's. So all wooden toys, or wooden cars, sorry. The next bin I'm going to show you, we have a couple things actually. So for our last Playroom tour, I had these Uncle Goose planet blocks out. I'm working on getting the Uncle Goose moon phase blocks because I think they're gorgeous also. And my son loves anything to do with rockets or outer space. So, but yeah, so we've got all these in here. And then from the Target dollar spot, they had all these little outer space characters. And we've lost a few of them, but they were literally $1. So I put those in there so that they can kind of pretend play with the, you know, the little characters with the blocks. And then we also have, I forget who these are by, but I will link them below, but they are rocket ship pieces that come apart, and they can mix and match them to make their own rocket ships. And my son loves those. The next bin is one of the few plastic toys that we actually have here. My son and all the preschool kids love anything to do with tools or working with their hands, and so it's just a little drill, and I believe it comes with a few different little bits down there, and it's a take apart. And I believe that this is by B Toys or Battat Toys at Target. But they have them on Amazon as well, and they've got a larger variety. This is the only one that they have at Target. But you use the screwdriver, and it comes completely apart. The wheels come off, the, you know, engine, literally every piece comes off, and then you can put it back together. And I like that it's multiple uses for this, because even though you can take it apart and use the tool for it and do all the fine motor and, you know, manipulative part of it, you can also use it for pretend play after. So we have that. The next bin, I'm actually going to set it on the floor here. We got these puzzles from Amazon. It is a company, Quokka, Quokka, maybe? But he got these, and he's moved past the chunky puzzles for the most part. But so we thought we would get him some of the puzzles that I believe they're all 5 pieces, and it doesn't have the stuff on the bottom, so it's not, you know, it's not like a matching puzzle, which we love matching puzzles too, so that they can put the pieces. But we really wanted to start focusing on 4 and 5 piece puzzles with him, because that's kind of the age bracket that he's sort of moving into. Yeah, but anyways, these were all transportation, so we rotated those in, and we haven't had these out in a long time. So not only did it go with our theme, but we like to rotate different skills. So we brought out the puzzles. And then the next thing I got out, we have several random large vehicle things This one, I believe, is by Melissa and Doug. And it goes with the, you know, this piece here, and I will link it. And then it's got all of these little pieces that go in the grooves. And now this part can unload the vehicles like this, and then you would put the two, you know, the two other pieces on the bottom there. It's hard to do with one hand. But we have all those in here. And then we also have the Melissa and Doug bus, which my son has had since he was 1. I believe he got this for his first birthday. And the door really opens and closes. And then it's got all the little people. I always try to have some version of, whether it be Peg people or, you know, the Melissa and Doug people or whatever characters. But I like to have characters for the pretend play aspect of things. But we have all different kinds, so we rotate them out. Now this next one I found at a thrift store. I found this vehicle. Now to me, it looked kind of like a fire truck. So I repurposed it and I made these peg dolls. I made them when my son was very little. And I didn't clear coat them or anything like that. So they're a little faded, but the kids love them. But I just bought these little pieces and then I sanded the peg doll heads to make them flat so that it would look like it was actually on their head. But yeah, I made all these little firemen, and then I made the little Dalmatian fire dog. If you want, you know, in a future video, just let me know in the comment section and I can do a tutorial on how to make the little fire people and the fire dog. That would be a fun little craft project I can do a tutorial on if you would like to see that. Now the next one is one that we have had out, and oops, there's one that doesn't belong. But these are the 1001 Nights Grimm's block set. And we had these out last time as well, but we went ahead and kept them out so that the kids could do small world play, and they could build, you know, a city or whatnot for the vehicles and all that with this. Now, the next thing is another plastic toy. The only plastic toys we really have here are Mr. Potato Head, Duplo's, the airplane that was there, and we have a keyboard, and then our bath toys and our outside toys. That's pretty much it. Everything else is all wooden or, you know, natural materials. But yeah, I got these out. We have a lot of pieces. I mostly thrifted most of these things, and so there's a lot of vehicles. Again, there's the small world play. Oops, if I can get it. The little characters, more vehicles. So we had out our cedar blocks from Tree Imagination before, and I just rotate out. We have so many different types of blocks, and so whenever the kids seem like they're getting bored, typically when our new unit is going to start, they've kind of exhausted, you know, the other toys, and so we get out something else and it's like, you know, brand new to them. So the next thing here is our train set, and I thrifted a lot of these. So I do a lot of thrift shopping, especially because it's more eco-friendly if you are able to find toys that, you know, have already been pre-loved but are still in good condition rather than them going to the landfill. But yeah, so it's just the very standard wooden train pieces, and they're kind of universal. A lot of the different, you can buy many different brands of this and they'll all fit together, a lot of them. And then there's just a miscellaneous, I believe some of these are from IKEA, like this one, and some of them are, you know, other brands. But I just look for the universal pieces that are all, you know, that all fit together. So there's that. Now I am going to briefly share with you some of the things that stay out all the time. Our dramatic play area includes the Melissa and Doug cleaning set, and it's out all the time, as well as our play kitchen, and we have dishes, and then this bin has the utensils, and then we've got all the play foods. Some of them are crocheted and were made for my 2.5-year-old. Some of them are the Melissa and Doug wooden ones, and some of them are the IKEA felt ones. But yeah, we do wood or fabric with our food. And then we have another one here. And then we also have our market, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is always out. And then behind me is, sorry for the shadow, we have our babies and the little cradle. I thrifted this cradle. This baby was mine when I was a little girl, and I recently passed it down to my son and the preschool kids. These other ones I purchased, they're all fabric, and then we've got one bear. But yeah, so I've got those. And then we've got mostly Melissa and Doug puppets in these 2 drawers here. And I would show you all those. I will link them below, but they're in my other playroom tour, so I didn't want to get too far into that. Now, one of the other things that was in what's in my kids' Easter basket was this tin, oops, I have it upside down. I had it right the first time. It's this tin tea set, and the pieces are just darling. It is upside down, so I apologize for that, but it's got the little tray, and then it's got the little tea, tea kettle, and then it's got all the little plates, and they're all woodland animals and whatnot. So that's in our housekeeping or dramatic play area. And then we always try to have something lit, something that lights up. So we've got this cherry blossom tree. In the fall, we've got fall trees. In the winter, we've got a Christmassy tree. And then in here, we've got all of our pretend play. We've got our Plan Toy wooden doctor and vet set. Some Melissa and Doug plastic pieces that came with some of the dress-up stuff. This is a Sarah's Silks blanket that the kids use for their babies. This is all hats and masks, and I believe that there's a pretend play tail in here that my son had for a costume. For Halloween, he was Max from Where the Wild Things Are. So, and then the bottom drawer is all dress-up stuff. So that is that. And then the other thing I was going to show you, and I'll just do a little clip of it, is the marketplace. This was in our other playroom tour video also, but we still have all of the fruits and vegetables and the eggs. Some of them have gotten lost, and then we've got the cash register. A new addition to this area is this tin tea, and I thought it was adorable. We like tin toys also, but it had the coin slot to turn it into a bank. And let me open this if I can with one hand. So in the dollar spot at Target, I did find these felt money. And so the kids use this for posting, and they like to drop the the felt coins in there. And then in here we've got the felt, paper money that they use, and these buttons actually push down. There used to be paper here, but the kids constantly rip it, and I haven't changed it out yet. So that is pretty much everything in our playroom right now. The one thing that I did just want to give you a quick glance at, and I can do a whole video on this if you want to, is all the other toys that we have. So when we rotate toys out, I purchased these reusable produce bags, and so you can see we've got Mr. Potato Head here, and then we've got the bins with kinetic sand. We have a Play-Doh one down there, all of our instruments. So we've got all of that, and then the next one over is more toys and games. So you can see all the things we have in there. And then we also have, in this corner, we have a toy box that has some empty bags, and then we've got the peg dolls that we rotated out, and the tree imagination cedar blocks that we have, and we've got some Lincoln logs in the corner. So this is just how we store everything. We've just got the 3 areas. So the 2 cupboards and the toy box that we store all the toys that are not, you know, that are not in rotation. And this is very messy right now. But this is where we keep all of our craft supplies. And I can do a video on that at some point too. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section. So I will do a quick pan to our play space just so that you can see how we kind of have everything set up. And this is the playroom / preschool area. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I would love to hear comments and feedback in the comment section below. See you next time. Bye.